I'm Jasmine Katibi, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Blue. Can you make the font size a little bigger? Does that matter? What's the most obscure medical fact I know that always stuns people? I don't know that I go around really telling people this, but I do think it's kind of interesting that the trait for having 10 fingers and 10 toes is recessive. So polydactyly, where you have more than that, is a dominant trait. I think that's kind of interesting, but I've never stunned people with it, so I don't really know. When you took the MCAT, was there a moment during the test where you hit a roadblock? And if so, how did you overcome that obstacle? Yeah, I did somehow overestimate my brake or something. I don't know what happened, but I came back to my cars section 10 minutes late. So clock was already running. Cars is definitely a very time intensive section. So every minute kind of matters. I ended up having enough time. It ended up working out. I think that that's sometimes the answer when you're in a total state of panic. Just take a second, collect yourself. You're going to be okay. You're already here. You worked so hard. Let's get this thing over with. What's your go-to comfort food? That's a good one. I think for me, it's mac and cheese, but I like a lot of different kinds of food, so I'm not super picky. What's the best way to memorize all the medical terms and definitions? There's definitely a lot of them, so it's a very good question. I would say most students tend to go for flashcards. So that can be physical handwritten flashcards. Majority of students go for electronic flashcards. It's a little bit quicker. If you do Blueprint and you have a lot of Blueprint resources, I know with our courses, we have flashcards that you can use to accompany your study. What's your guilty pleasure TV show or movie? This is silly. I'm currently watching the newest season of Love Island USA, so guilty pleasure for sure. It's an episode every single day, so it's a lot, but it's really good so far. What's the last book I read and loved? I just read Misery by Stephen King. I thought it was really good. It was kind of eerie, obviously, because it's Stephen King, but I really liked it. Which section of the MCAT do I think students find most challenging? I would say probably cars. I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's the one section that is, I think, really different from a lot of the other ones. Obviously, a lot of students interested in, taking the MCAT and going to medical school probably thought they were maybe escaping the more English intensive classes. And so I think cars is that reckoning a little bit. What song would you say best encapsulates the feeling of taking the MCAT? The first one that comes to mind is Final Countdown. I don't know how applicable that is, but I do feel like that's kind of the energy.